I introduced my son to teaching. It's good. There you go. That's the type of thing I like. Right? Like that intergenerational transfer of knowledge, intergenerational transfer of power. That's what you're giving. And that's the real win right there. Because he's going to be implementing this stuff in the year 2070, right? After we're gone. And that's what allows us to complete Project 2070. Remember, Project 2070 says by the year 2070, our people are going to be leaders of the earth when it comes to economic intelligence. I don't believe everybody's going to be at that level, but there will be enough of us at that level that they'll be able to create the critical infrastructure required for everyone else to have some sort of protection and opportunity and things like that. But capital bases take 10, 20, 30 years to build. So you're not going to do it overnight. But if you're building the capital bases in one generation, then you can execute and strengthen those capital bases in the next generation. That's why it has to be a multi-generational plan. It can't be something that's supposed to happen in 2 weeks. Let's see here. She says, I'm willing to invest in him for your option courses only because my time and schedule is conflicting. Good, good. He's younger and picks up faster than I do, and he learns. He will teach me. You set a great example for black men in the community. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that. And I know that name, Joanne Dixon. Joanne's been around for a while. I've seen you in class. Yeah. So what Joanne is saying is that her son is an asset in her life, right? And she's going to get him started. But with kids, I'm telling you, with kids are really amazing in the sense that if you kind of give them a purpose and guide them in a certain direction and say, this is what we're doing, they'll run with it and they'll make it into something bigger and better than you've ever seen. And the thing about money is that money's not a hard sell. Everybody needs money. I think that your individual financial success is going to be beneficial for your family members and others, the ones that are not listening to you, because when they see you doing things and allowing things to happen in your life that they can't necessarily figure out how to do for themselves, they're going to want to learn from you. They're going to want to copy and emulate you. The problem is that there's a lot of hopelessness that creeps in where people just say, "Oh yeah, that's another scam, that's another whatever," right? And it's fine. Like let them think, like, okay, yeah, that Dr. Boyce guy, he's just a big scammer, a big liar, and he's just feeding people a bunch of nonsense, and that's fine. They can think that, but then when they see you doing better, when they see you driving the Mercedes that they always wanted, or they see you taking the day off work, or they see you and your family buying property or whatever, then they're going to want to ask you what's going on. And then you can tell them, you don't have to tell them about me. You can just tell them about you. Tell them about what you know. Tell them about the things that you understand and how this thing works. And I guarantee you that it will resonate, right? But I think that there's so many false ideas out here that's what you get. Now, it looks like Candace is defending me. She said Dr. Boyce is not blaming physicians. Yeah, I'm not blaming physicians. I'm saying that physicians are incentivized in a way that is problematic. I think that there should be stronger laws to say that you can't encourage or coerce doctors into prescribing medication. I also think that I'm also intrigued by the history of the medical profession, and I wonder why drugs are the answer for everything. In fact, I looked this up today. In case you're wondering, again, I'm not here to tell nobody to stop taking your medication. Don't you ain't gonna put that on me. But I am here to say that sometimes you'll find that there are natural ways to prevent or to remedy an issue that people think it will only be solved with drugs. Right. If I go to my doctor right now and I say, gosh, I'm really sad, I've been depressed and I don't know, I've had I can't get out of bed or whatever, right? I say that